I'm born and raised from Michigan, just outside Detroit. I was born in Pontiac, actually, but raised in Bloomfield Hills. Went to Detroit Country Day, son of Lynn and Isaiah Thomas. My dad played for the Detroit Pistons, and my mother was a actual special needs teacher. I think when I moved to New York is when I really started to come into my own in entertainment. In Indiana, actually, going backwards, I got my first internship at a radio station at WTLC Indianapolis. And it was an Emmett-based station, and everybody said I did really well there. They all loved me. I was a production assistant under Guy Black, and Guy has since gone on to, work, host morning shows in LA and do a lot of stuff. But Guy really gave me my start, and he recommended me for a job at Hot 97 in New York City. Well, I'm definitely passionate about music, or I wouldn't be doing it, obviously. But my parents instilled in me at a young age to give back to the community. They were very philanthropic in their own right. My dad actually learned from his mother, my grandmother, Marriott Thomas, to always give back. My grandmother, although her family was very poor, and my dad grew up very poor and impoverished west side of Chicago, my grandmother would constantly even give food during the holidays, and would always try to give back as much as she could, even though she didn't have that much. But my dad has now founded a charity in her name called Mary's Court, and what Mary's Court does is also gives back food to the community in Chicago, and also in other cities across the country. If someone were to visit me in New York City, I would definitely have to take you on a ride on the subway. Too many people don't like to go on the subway, but it's definitely something you have to do in New York. And we would go all the way down to Soho, and we'd hit Soho, walk around the shops. You want to go shopping? Soho's the best place to go shopping in New York. You want real, urban streetwear, even, stuff that's trendy, you got to go to Soho. And then from Soho, we're definitely going to eat in the Lower East Side. And I'd take you to a restaurant called Beauty in Essex, which plays some of the best music in the city. Also, the food is just excellent. What I'm currently listening to right now in terms of my music is I'm definitely still playing Kanye's Yeezus. I think it's one of the best albums of this year, and definitely, should be award winning and all of that stuff. I think it's phenomenal the way Kanye has definitely, he always seems to reinvent himself, and that is something that an artist is amazing. What I'm currently working on is I just signed a record deal actually with Tommy Boy Records, and I'm coming out with a single and more singles in next year. I'm very excited about it, and the single definitely is an up-tempo with hip-hop influences, and I'm really excited to be releasing that. My favorite travel destination has to be Miami. I love Miami. If I could move to Miami right now, I would move. You want to come? Let's go. Let's do it. One of my greatest challenges has been, balancing between, party life and, working in a nightclub and working in, the entertainment industry. I started, DJing and being in nightlife and being in the clubs, at 15, 16 years old. And you get exposed to a lot of stuff, whether it's alcohol, drugs, and sex, and just being around it. And at that age, I definitely, made some mistakes. But now looking back on it, I really am proud of myself at what I've been able to overcome and come through, and definitely have found that balance. I think the most famous word or quote, I don't know who said it, but I'm going to say, I'm going to give credit to my dad. I think every parent has said this to, their child. And my dad always grew up and told me, you know, you gotta be twice as good and twice as smart and twice as fast and twice as whatever. Whatever you have to do, you have to strive to be twice as good as it can be. And that's something that stuck with me, just to remember, you know, work your ass off. Hi, I'm DJ Zeke Thomas, and you're watching the H List on UPTOWN Unplugged.